Hey, what's up, everyone? Thanks for coming along this afternoon. It's really nice to have you along. It's class number 191 with me. And we're here to do a little bit of yoga this afternoon. So, yeah, welcome. We're going to start seated. So if you want to come into a comfortable position, remember at this part of the class, if you want to sit in a chair or you can sit with your back up against the wall, then that's perfectly reasonable. Feel free to do that. But yeah, what I would say at the moment is just make sure that you're comfortable and you can do this first part of the class, which is going to be a little bit of stillness and a little bit of breath work. So yeah, make sure that you're in a really comfortable position for that, because that's where we're going to go with it all right. Okay, so I'm going to go back there a little bit, not too far. I've got my cup of tea. I've got my teapot, matches my t-shirt, right? So let me just go back just a little bit and just widen this angle out a little bit. So I'm going to sit cross-legged, but it's absolutely up to you the way you sit. And then what I would encourage is that you draw a little bit of length into your spine, and feel free just to kind of root down into your sit bones, you know, see how this feels, a little bit of side to side movement. That can feel quite nice. And then eventually find some stillness, and then bring your hands kind of onto your knees. Maybe close your eyes and just draw some awareness in. So here, you know, as normal, you might want to kind of just check in with your physical body, you know, see how your physical body feels. Kind of tap into all of the sensations, see what's going on. And it might be that you know, send the breath into certain parts of the body. You might feel a little tension in your shoulders. You might feel, you know, a little tension in your back or your hips. Don't feel like you've got to be super still here. You know, you can always move around a little bit. And as you send that breath into those parts of the body, if you're doing that and you're scanning your body, then maybe from here, just begin to notice the breath. How does your breath feel? As you inhale and exhale. You notice the breath within your body, and the breath becomes your nourishment. You might be inhaling through the nose, exhaling through your nose. What I'd like you to do now is inhale through your nose, and then exhale through your mouth. Do that a couple more times. Nice deep, rich inhale through your nose. Full release and exhale through your mouth. And one more time. Deep inhale through your nose. And a full exhale through your mouth. Beautiful. Now, if you want to, and you're sat like I am, maybe you swap your shins out so you can bring your other shin in front. That can feel quite nice. And again, just have a little wiggle around, see how that feels. And then bring the hands back onto the knees, and then just a little bit of gentle movement through your neck. So make sure your spine is long, so you've got loads of room to breathe into your chest, your belly, shoulders are relaxed, and then drop your chin down towards your sternum, and then maybe just rock your chin a little side to side. See how that feels. Now, these might be really tiny movements. Make sure your jaw, the whole of your face, in fact, is very relaxed. And then from here, maybe just begin to circle your head. See how that feels. Inhaling up, exhaling as the chin just falls down. You pick a direction and you just notice how that works. If there's any, I say it a lot, but if there's any interesting spots you might get here, for example, and you think, oh, that feels tight, I need to send a few more breaths, then you just pause and do that. And then maybe just swap it out, come back the other way. Maybe another 2 or 3 more complete rotations. And then eventually bringing your head all the way back to center. From here, take a full exhale. One more inhale through the nose. And then an exhale through the mouth. Nice. If you're sat again like me, maybe swap your legs out. Again, that can feel quite nice. A little bit of movement. Root your fingertips down. And remember, as I say, all of that stuff so far could have been done in a chair. Remember, we do the chair yoga now. Our next session is on Monday. So if you want to join us, keep an eye out on this for the schedule there. Let's do a little twist. I haven't got a lot of room here, so I'm just going to sweep my arms all the way up. Reach up. Let's just clasp our hands before that and push your palms up towards the ceiling. Maybe move a little side to side. Kind of breathe shape into your body. Inhaling, exhaling as you go. Nice. And then do a little bit of cat-cow. So inhale back to center. Exhale, push the palms forward, round your spine. And then you tuck your navel back towards your spine. Inhale to find some length. Nice. Exhale as you round your spine. And just keep moving like that. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you round your spine. Inhaling up. Exhale to round. One more time. Inhale as you come up. Nice. Exhale to round. Seated cat-cow there. And then inhale to come all the way back up. And then exhale, twist to the right. So left hand on the right knee, right hand behind. Inhale to find length and then exhale into your twist. Just notice how this feels. Find a length in your spine. Every inhale. Twisting a little further every exhale. Nice. When you're ready, inhale, come all the way back to center, sweep the arms up, and then exhale, little twist to the other side. Right hand on the left knee, left hand behind, and then just come into that twist. And then same principle, every inhale you find a little bit more length, every exhale, tiny bit more twists. If you decided to do this sat in a chair, then great. Remember, we did some twists in the chair if you joined my class on Tuesday. One more round of breath here. Nice deep, rich inhale. And a full release and exhale. Nice. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way back up. And then exhale into a forward fold. And then just kind of settle down and maybe rock a little side to side. Again, notice how this feels. You can bring the forearms down. You're kind of losing me a little bit on the camera. Or you can, claw into the fingers so the fingers can be a little higher and you're not kind of so much trying to force yourself down onto the floor. I mean, we never want that, right? We never want to force the body into a shape. But you're thinking about the pelvis is kind of just rotating forwards, and then you're just lowering yourself down towards the floor. See how that feels. Beautiful. And then press into the hands and come all the way back up. And then I'm going to do this one final time before we come on to all fours. So separate your legs, bring the other shin in front. Lovely stuff. Really nice. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're just going to do a little bit of breath work. So what we'd like to do this afternoon is to do a nice kind of like breath pattern, which is called box breathing. So we inhale through the nose. And then at the top of the inhale, we pause the breath. Then we exhale through the nose. And at the bottom, we pause the breath. So it's kind of all in the same. So kind of like inhale 4, pause 4, exhale 4, pause 4. So I always think of it as this shape, like the box breathing. And it's a really nice way just to kind of bring that balance into the body. So in a chair, up against a wall, however you want to do this, I'm going to stay where I am. So I'll count the first 2 rounds, but counting can feel a bit kind of annoying, I think. So I'll do 2 rounds of counting so we can all get into a rhythm, and then we can just go off on our own because all of our breath rhythms will be slightly different. So sitting tall, maybe closing the eyes, focusing in between the eyes. Inhale for 2, 3, 4. Pause the breath at the top for 2, 3, 4. And then exhale for 2, 3, 4. Pause the breath at the bottom for 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4. And then pause at the bottom for 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. One more round together. Inhale. Pause the breath. Exhale. Pause the breath. Now just on your own rhythm. So keep that going. Inhaling, pausing the breath, exhaling, pausing the breath. Same rhythm as you go through the box breathing. And maybe just complete 2 more rounds wherever you are. Kind of come to the end of that round, then 2 more. And see if you can just come back to a nice steady rhythm of breath. You can keep the eyes closed like I've got mine closed, or you can keep the gaze nice and soft and just check in with your experience. Notice what you notice in here. Maybe you feel a little calmer, a little kind of more grounded. And if you had your eyes closed, then very gently come with your eyes open. Just blink your eyes open. Really lovely, everyone. Grab a drink if you need it or you want it. I really love that breath rhythm. It's a nice one to do. It makes me feel quite calm. You know, when life feels a little chaotic and things are out of your control, we can feel really overwhelmed by that. So coming into the breath and just kind of grounding ourselves and centering ourselves, we can kind of just get out of that pattern of overwhelm and then, get into the breath. I'm not saying it kind of like cures all of your problems, but it does give you a space to kind of just reside for a little bit. And then I think, we know that that's then something that we can keep coming back to time and time again. So yeah, I think it can be really powerful, and especially the calming breath. I like powerful breaths, like breath of fire and stuff like that. But the calming breaths are really good for me. Okay. So let's go back onto our mat. If you're not there already, then I encourage you to come back. I'm just going to put the tea here, and then let's come onto all fours. I'll just slide forward. Hopefully, most of you guys are going to join us here on all fours. And then we'll move through some cat and cow. We've already done some seated cat-cow, but from this kind of tabletop position, inhale, drop your belly down, lift your head, lift your heart, and then as you exhale, round your spine. And then just get into this rhythm, inhaling, exhaling as you go. Inhale, drop the belly down, lift your head, lift your heart. Exhale as you round your spine. Maybe another 4 or 5 rounds here. And then inhale, come back to center. As you exhale, just fall back into a child's pose. So just kind of bring the head down onto your hands, or maybe all the way down onto the floor, and then just settle into a child's pose. Just a few breaths. You can move around a little bit here. I've got a little bit of cramp in my foot, so excuse my shape that I found myself in. Settle down. Breathe really gently here. Nice deep, rich inhales. 4 release and exhales. Certainly don't need to be still, even though I know a lot of people like to find stillness here. Take one more round of breath. And then a full exhale. And then bring yourself all the way back to center. Give your right leg a good step back and stay on your left shin. And then tuck your toes on your left leg. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to spin the left leg out to the side. So you're going to come into gatefold pose. As you do that, the right leg is long, and then spin the right toes to the right long edge of your mat. And then inhale, sweep up through this right arm. Nice. And then you might sweep the arm all the way over towards your ear. Nice. It's a nice expansive posture here. Arm can be here. You can always bring the hand here, or you can bring the hand here, or you can do this and thread it, and then you kind of can twist this right shoulder and open the chest a little more. So I give you loads of options here. If this feels okay, then maybe move the arm around a little. So kind of circle the arm out. Nice big circles can feel good. Inhaling up, exhaling down, and maybe come back the other way. Inhaling, exhaling as you go. Nice. And then inhale the right arm all the way back up. As you exhale, bring the right hand down. And then from here, we're just going to tuck our toes and come into downward facing dog. So the first time in down dog. So make the generous movements that you need today. So kind of bend one knee, bend the other, breathe it out. You can kind of settle in and bend the knees a lot. Whatever feels good for you. And then find a little bit of stillness. Take a deep inhale. And then take a full exhale. Nice. See if you can do this. Next inhale, see if you can ripple forward into plank. Now, for this position, you might do this and drop the knees down. That's cool. Or you might keep the hips nice and high and the knees lifted. So you're here in high plank. Take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, let's all drop our knees and then lower all the way down onto your belly. Do that really slowly. Walk the hands a little wider, soften the tops of the feet into the earth, and then claw into the fingers. Take an inhale, come into this adapted cobra shape. So you kind of just lift the chest, using the fingertips, exhale, forehead down onto the floor. And do that 2 more times. Inhale, come up into cobra. And then exhale, bring your forehead down. And then 1 more like that. Inhale into cobra. And exhale, bring your forehead all the way down. Nice. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, and you're going to keep the elbows tucked in. See if you can press all the way back onto all fours, and then move through 4 rounds of cat-cow. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, and exhaling as you round. Couple more. Inhale, come back to center, and we'll just do that on the other side. So you're going to lengthen out through the left leg, and then spin the right foot out, and then left leg is long, and gatefold pose on the other side. Left arm up, maybe just kind of bring those left fingertips all the way into the air. Remember, you've got options. You can always swoop the left arm by the left ear. You can bring the hand onto the hip. You can see the other side now. You can thread that hand down a little onto the right hip and maybe look up and roll the left shoulder back. Your choice. And then if you wanted to, and it feels okay with the left arm lifted, maybe just circle the arm out a few times in one direction. And then a few times in the other. It might be right for you. If not, come back to one of the previous versions. Inhale, left arm up, if that's where you're going with me. And then exhale, left hand down. We'll all kind of meet here. And then back to those cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly down, lift your head, lift your heart. Exhale, round your spine. So just get into this nice, steady rhythm. Inhale, come back to center, and then exhale, tuck your toes and come back into downward facing dog. So we're back here in down dog, breathe in deeply, deep inhales, full releasing exhales. From here, we're going to step to the top of our mat, so bend the knees, hinge the hips, look between your hands, and then very gently step through to the top of your mat. Inhale to come up halfway. So you just lengthen your spine. I'm going to spend a little bit of time looking at this. I'm just going to step back just a little bit. So this is where I come. Some of you guys will be a lot more flexible than me. So that's cool. So a lot of people kind of bring their fingertips down. But you see, my spine, my hamstrings aren't long enough to do this because it will round my spine. So I need to come right up. I've learned over the years. I put a little bend in my knees. You see, I bend my knees and then I can push into my thighs, roll my shoulders back. And you can see, look, I can get my spine relatively flat. That's kind of where I need to be. Some of you guys might be a bit higher up here. That's cool. And lower, you choose. Okay. Wherever you find yourself, take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, hinge and fold, come all the way in. 2 more like that. Inhale to come up to a flat back. Exhale to fold. 1 more. Inhale to a flat back. And exhale to fold. This time, inhale, root down through the feet, come all the way up to stand. And then exhale, take a moment just to frame your hands to your heart center. Beautiful. All right, let me just move this light. Don't want it to create a shadow. All right, there we go. That's nice. All right, so from the tops of our mats, have a quick look down at your feet. In fact, maybe pad the feet out, lift one foot, lift the other. See how that feels. And then bring your hands back to your heart. Take a deep inhale, sweep the arms up. And then as you exhale, hinge and fold, come all the way down. Back to that flat back, which we just looked at. So inhale, come up halfway to your flat back. Exhale, hands down, and step one foot back. We find ourselves back in plank. So remember, as soon as you arrive in plank, you can drop the knees. This is still a considerable amount of work going on through the hands, through the chest, through the arms, or you can stay high. You press into the outer edge of the feet, so you really firm your body up. Take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, let's lower. I'm going to drop my knees and then come all the way down. Have the hands nice and wide again. And then inhale into cobra. Lift the chest. Exhale, forehead down. Do that 2 more times. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, forehead down. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck your toes. And see if you can push yourself straight back to down dog or transition to all fours first. So you push the mat firmly away and you find yourself back in down dog. Remember I said last week we'd do a little bit more flow this week. So do what you need to do what you can, and remember to take breaks if that feels good. Give the legs a little walk out in your downward facing dog. Remember, we don't need to kind of be still in any of these postures. And then when you're ready, have a look between your hands and step to the top of your mat. Again, in as many steps as feels reasonable. So maybe one step, then the other. And then you inhale, you come up to halfway, back to that flat back. Exhale to hinge and fold. Root down through the feet. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, hands to your heart. And then just pause, hands at your heart, stay where you are. If you need to grab a drink, but root down through your feet. Have a quick look at your feet and down the long edges of your mat. Beautiful. And let's do a few dynamic postures. So give yourself a little bit of room wherever you are on your mat. I would sort of come into the middle of my mat. That might be a good place to be. Your choice. Have your feet about hips width apart. And then from here, we're just going to do a little swing in the body open. So we'll start nice and gentle. So kind of just have the hands by the side. Keep your feet rooted down and then just kind of sway a little from side to side. Maybe inhale left, maybe exhale right. So the hands are just kind of like dangling here. They're not kind of doing a huge amount. Kind of they're driving the movement side to side a little, but don't worry about it too much. And then if you want to, you can make it a little bit more formal just by placing the right hand on the heart. Inhale, left arm over to the right. Exhale, left arm over to the right. So the hands come a little higher and then you hold on to, the heart on one hand and then you just use the momentum just to swing from side to side. So again, the movement's coming from the torso. So just be generous with this movement, but be gentle. You don't have to kind of go crazy here. Inhale left, exhale right. Maybe 3 or 4 more either side. And then bring the hands down, let them just swing, nice and gentle as you do this. And then bring the hands, the palms face forward. Take a deep inhale here. Take a full exhale. One more like that. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. Beautiful, really nice. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, and then clasp the hands, push the palms up towards the ceiling, and then a little bit of movement side to side. So we've done this seated. Now we can do it standing, kind of keep the hips in one line, kind of moving a little side to side. Nothing too formal here, right? We're just kind of experimenting and see what's going on. Nice, beautiful. And then come all the way back to center on an inhale. As you exhale, float the arms all the way back down. And we're just going to move like that a few times. Inhaling up. Exhale as you comb the arms all the way down. 3 more. Inhale up. Use your breath. Exhale to come down. Inhaling. Exhaling. Final time. Inhale up. And then exhale, come all the way down. Beautiful. If you're not there, come back to the top of your mat, and then we'll move through some sun salutations. Okay. All right. Hands to the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Come all the way in. Nice. Inhale, back to that flat back. Exhale, hands down. Just step the right foot back and drop the right knee. Remember, pad the right knee out if you need to. Anything going on with the right leg, take your time, pad the knee out. Then inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. As you exhale, open the arms towards the right. So towards your bent knee. Sorry, your knee at the back. Inhale, come back to center. Then exhale, open to the left. There's your bent knee. All right, keep moving like that. Inhale, and then exhale. Inhale, and then exhale. Inhale to center, exhale to the side. Nice. Inhale to center, exhale to the side. 2 more. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, bring the hands all the way back up. Exhale, hands down, and then just step your right foot up to meet your left. So you might tuck the toes, lift the kneecap, step the right foot up nice and gently. Inhale to re-lengthen your spine. Exhale to hinge and fold. Then root down through your feet. Inhale, come all the way back up. And then exhale, frame your hands to your heart. Beautiful. Let's do the other side. Inhale up. Exhale to fold. Come all the way in. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, hands down. Step the left foot back. Drop the left knee. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And again, take your time. Pad that knee out if you need to. Left knee, right ankle, right knee in line. Take a deep inhale to center. Exhale, open to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhaling up. Exhale to the side. Inhale to center. Exhale. Keep going in your own rhythm. Always inhaling up, always exhaling as you twist open. Couple more. Inhale up. And then exhale, bring the hands down. From here, step back into downward facing dog. Last one. Take a few breaths here. Deep inhales. And full exhales. One more like that. Nice deep inhale. And a full exhale. From here, soften the knees down. Come into your second child's pose. So remember, a little bit more relaxing probably towards the end of the class. Maybe support your head, blankets underneath the body, whatever feels good. And just breathe it out here.
Maybe another 2 or 3 more rounds of breath. And really gently walk the hands back towards your knees and then come all the way back up to a seated position. You might remain here, sat on the heels might be comfortable. Or if you want to go back to cross-leg, do that. Lengthen the spine, bring the palms face up, and just take a few balancing breaths. Again, just noticing the effects of your practice. And then if you had your eyes closed, really gently come with your eyes open. And then we're going to finish seated today. We're not quite there yet. And we've got a few minutes to go. So in this seated posture, if you want to, pad yourself out again or sit in a chair, whatever feels good. Maybe you join me down here on the floor. It can feel quite nice. And then just settle in. Find the hands, where they feel reasonable, kind of on the knees or palms up, palms down. And maybe close your eyes or just keep your gaze soft. Remember they say that yoga is the calming of the fluctuations of the mind. That's what it says in the Yoga Sutras. So the idea that even though this is a really beautiful physical practice for us, also the mental benefits of it are uncountable, I guess. There's so much that we can tap into here. So this mind-body connection going on, really powerful. And at this point, we're just noticing the effects of our practice. We're noticing what we're noticing, nice and simple. And we're thanking ourselves for getting onto our mat in the first place and for showing up. And for spending a little bit of time together on a Thursday afternoon, being curious, building that core strength into our body and bone density and balance and flexibility, all the amazing things that we get from a physical yoga practice, but also recognizing, the little bit of space that we create for ourselves. Let's finish maybe just placing one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, and you might even be crazy enough to say something nice about yourself. And if you can't manage that, then send that out to someone that might need it this afternoon. And from here, maybe softening your hands into prayer, and with a wholehearted bow, wish yourself well and wish everybody else well. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. Thank you for joining this afternoon. It's really nice to practice with you all. I hope you're all doing okay. Yes, as I say, remember, we have the chair yoga on Monday. I've forgotten the time, to tell you the truth, because they're always at different times. I've got a feeling, no, I have no idea what time it is, but check out the schedule and it will be on there. Look on Facebook. I really enjoyed teaching the chair yoga, and I think it's a really nice alternative as well. Lots of stuff we do here, we'll do in chairs. So maybe you join us. If not, I'll see you here next Thursday. And thanks so much for coming along. And thank you for the Virtual Village Hall for hosting me. Such an amazing organisation, and it's a real pleasure to teach for you guys and all of you guys out there in the UK. All right, everyone, look after yourselves. I'll see you all soon. See ya.